Okay. First and foremost, welcome in. It's December 13th. Y'all see him? This dude right here. It's a couple of them. Look at right here to the right of the barn or shed. There's a group of celestials right here in the center of the screen. They're congregating. You can see the little lights above their heads or at the tip of their head. 7 of them. See them? Right there. And they arrived last night. It's been a lot going on. Yesterday was the 12/12 portal. On December, I believe it was was it December the 12th? I went to sleep last night. It's 6:59 a.m., December the 13th. I went to sleep around 11 p.m., 12/12. And trust me, I fought that sleep for about 2 hours. And I couldn't shake it. So much happened December the 11th, rolling into December the 12th. I had to call. Something arrived in my energy field December the 11th at 9:04 is when it was detected. And it was a low vibrational entity. I just woke up from a super long nap, and I got my tooth pulled earlier that day. And everybody deals with pain differently. I took me some over the counter anti inflammatory medication, and I came home and went to sleep. I figured I'd sleep at least 4 hours. However, I ended up sleeping 8 hours. And so when I woke up, I don't question it. You know, I'm in the present moment. It wasn't a forethought there, telling me, oh, you should jump on the camera. Like I said, I don't use my brain doesn't use me. I use my mind. I use my brain. Um, I don't listen to the thoughts. I'm all intuitive. If I don't feel it, I don't hear it. I don't pay attention because I know that there are thought ships that like to try to, plug into my energy field. So I just wake up, I open my eyes, and I jump on the camera, and I be down. There it was. And I'm going to show that that clip in the next video. I just wanted you guys to see what came in after everything. So, when I tell you demons scatter in my presence, please believe me. And it wasn't this camera, because I would have hit record. It was the Blink camera that I no longer pay for the subscription. Part of it, I can't, it's too much. I'm paying for this subscription. I have 3 cameras, and then to pay for another subscription is just too much. So I really regret it. I didn't screen record, but I didn't expect I don't know, you guys, I didn't expect to find anything. I have 3 outdoor, three, actually 4, counting the one in the front. 4 outdoor Blink cameras and 2 indoor Blink cameras, which is 6. Now that's enough to pay for a subscription, so you can. However, out of the 4 outside, I was down to 2. So that's why I stopped paying it, because it just wasn't worth it. Ooh, look at that one to the right, you guys. That's like chubby cheeks. The one on the back of the garage that points at the park, that one's been down for 70 something days. And I didn't get the ladder to go up there to reset it. So it's just been disconnected. Check this out. On December the 9th, 2 days before this, ooh, look at them, y'all. 2 days before this dark, low vibrational spirit pops in, that camera pops back up as if it's working again. But it won't let me on. I kept trying to click, to get on. It wouldn't, like it was back up on the app, but it wouldn't open. And on December the 11th, earlier that day, it let me back in. So then I have another one that's on the tree in the middle of my yard. That's the one I got on when I woke up. And when I got, soon as I got on, you see this pitch black. I mean, y'all, it was insane. Now I do have a screenshot of it. I was able to take a screenshot. I just wasn't able to record it because I wasn't screen recording. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to see anything, to catch anything. And I'm gonna tell you now the reason why it ran, because it knows it doesn't belong in my energy field. Okay. Ooh, look at it moving, y'all. This thing took off. And it ran right there in the corner of the yard where a lot of them gather. I believe that is the area. That area is charged with a lot of divine energy, cosmic energy. I believe it came in attracted to this, this divine energy. Y'all see them? They popping in. So it ran from the tree. So it was over near the tree. So it shot out from the tree and ran across the yard to that corner. Let me zoom out some. So we can, ooh, look at him. Look at him. Let's see, buddy. So, long story short, once it gets to that corner, it paused. Like, it wasn't the camera. it was this entity. It paused. And in that second, that moment, boom, I got my screenshot, because normally they'll run and they're gone. Like, you ain't gonna catch it. You're just gonna see this black shuttle just take off. But it paused right there at the gate, the corner of my yard, as if it was entering into something. And the way it vanished, it did not go through that fence. It went through a doorway. That had me so uncomfortable. I didn't like it, you guys. Because this wasn't, your typical low vibrational spirit. This thing, no, it was a lot different. It didn't feel right. So I will show you guys that in the next video. I just wanted to show you what's out there this morning, and I caught them in. So my energy field, I know some people say, well, that's in your neighbor's yard. Baby, let me tell you something. My energy field, it's pretty big, okay? When I first started, no, it didn't. I don't even think it expanded outside of my house. But as I, developed and grew and released and expanded and evolved, I covered this whole block. My energy field goes out probably about 2 blocks, 2 to 3 blocks, all the way around me. Not yards, I said blocks. And if I visualize, I can cover this whole entire neighborhood. You know, yes. So please understand that is my energy field that you're looking at. So they do belong to me, and I do feel when something comes in, even when it's trying to, it's attracted to a neighbor. It's coming in because this neighbor has this low vibrations. It's my energy field is covering their yard. So I'm a detector. I feel that. I can feel that energy. And I used to battle when it first started happening, like these low vibrational spirits would come in. I would be fighting other people's demons, but I learned what to do. Instead of that, you can get exhausted doing that. Once I detect something and it comes in and it's, across the street or a few doors down, I begin to intercede on behalf of that neighbor. I begin to pray for that neighbor. I begin to speak peace over that neighbor. You understand what I'm saying? And break up whatever cords that are plugged into them. And it does work, because I remember I wrestled back in 2022 next door to me. He's one of the sweetest persons I've ever met. So I was blown away when he shifted. And I took it very personal at first. And then it finally hit me. They went through a hardship. There's a spirit portal that is open because of me, because of, my family, my soul family trying to get to me and help me and assist me. The spirit portal has opened. And you really can't control what comes out of it. You can, but you can't. So these lower vibrational spirits and entities started coming out, and they were piling up in his yard because it was feeding off his negative energy. That went on for a whole year. I have mad footage on it. Mad footage. And one day it got to the point where I just didn't want to see him, didn't want to hear him, didn't, every time we were outside, he came out, he would cuss and say how he was ready to move. And like, we didn't bother him. It was them demons bothering him. It wasn't us. And our light irritated his demons. And then one day it hit me. It wasn't even that. It was one of my divine guardians of light told me I had the authority to speak peace and light over him. And I don't know why it never crossed my mind to do that. I thought, like I said, I took it personal. I thought he was intentionally being mean to me, just, because he was going through a rough time. Oh, look at the one up there, you guys. I see her. So once I received that wisdom and knowledge, I immediately act because I went as far as even just walking along the backyard all the way. Uh-uh, went the wrong way with it. All the way around, from the front all the way around my backyard. Like I didn't miss any areas. Okay. And so I sealed off. So boom, I do it. I begin to go in and clear any negative um, entities that was connected to him. I began to pray for his peace, and it's like it broke a spell. It instantly worked. I mean, when I tell you guys, my heart was in it. If you've done that and you're like, well, it didn't work for me, I can't stress to you guys how sincere you have to be. There can't be an ounce, 1% of resentment or unforgiveness in your heart. Because man, these spirits search the heart. They search your heart. Your heart has to be on board 100%, not 99, not 80%, 100. It's a divided mind, a divided heart, and you leave room. So when you're 99%, that's 1% that these dark forces can enter in through. So it had an instant effect and it broke every. I remember later that night, the camera didn't go off not one time, and I was confused because I'm like, wait a minute, it always goes off because of all the creatures and minions that would fill up in his yard. When I got on to check to look, they were gone. It's like the hand of God reached down and just scattered all those demons, broke them up. And then the next time I would see him, which was like a couple months later, I didn't even recognize him. I didn't even recognize him. It was like a whole new person, a whole new spirit. So I've grown a lot since then. My energy field has grown. Um, what you're looking at, that's my energy field way over there. My energy field is huge. My light, it expanded. So yeah, anything that does not resonate with my reflections of my heart, you know, there's been times in the past where something low vibration came in, and I was stagnant during that time. I was struggling with releasing. I took a break. It became overwhelming. And sure enough, here they come. Here come these low vibrational entities. And so I remember, wrestling with it. Like, oh my gosh. Jeez. One night I got out of I got out of my way. So I'm gonna put it, I got out of my way. And I was staring at the ones that was lined up right there in so these some of them are like they look like shadows. So you can see them real good when they're cast on when they stand in front of like this garage right here, and there's a source of light. Look at the little boy, y'all. He's got like a box haircut. Um, but I was looking at him and I was, staring, and I kind of like connected to their energy. Well, I knew they were low vibration, so, but it hit me. And I was like, what if those are my inner demons? And the lights in my room start to flicker. It was like Spirit's way of agreeing with me. And I was just blown away by that. I didn't like the answer. I didn't want it to be true, but it was. And they continued to stay there. Some would leave, new ones would come until I. So when we become stuck, imagine yourself as this beautiful, divine, pure light instrument, okay? And a will. See yourself as this wheel made of pure light. And this wheel is spinning. And when it spins, it plays this heavenly frequency, this tune, this sound. But you're flowing, you're moving. The energies in you are moving, you're open. When we get a block chakra, when we get any sort of blockage, it can slow your will down. It can even stop it. It can stop it from spinning. The moment you pick that back up, whatever it was you were avoiding um, to deal with, you see the two sets of eyes. Whatever it was you were avoiding to deal. Oh, look at him, little dude right there. It's a couple of them, but the one in particular I was looking at. The moment you begin to like address the issue, that will begins to move again. It begins to create a sound again. And that sound and vibration is what kind of like, it creates a almost like a shield of protection around you. It's your own frequency, you know. The lighter you are, the less baggage, the less negative energy you're holding, the more powerful your vibration is, the brighter your light is. Now, that doesn't mean that these, lower vibrational spirits won't attempt to try to come around. There's some that come because they're attracted. They're attracted to the energy. They want to come feed. But if you're in tune, you're gonna pick up on that. You're gonna pick up on that energy. That's why it's so important daily to cleanse your energy field, to release what does not align. We could cleanse our energy field every day, but if we're holding on to something and we know in our hearts it doesn't align, It makes us feel less than. It could be a relationship, it could be something you're doing. A lot of us are missionaries, light workers. We're here to assist, to help those in their spiritual journey. But when you're working, oh, what's going on over here, y'all? Look at this one. Look at that. But when you're working with someone who is stagnant, that can affect you. You can only pour into that person so much. It's not working. Eventually it's gonna start to pull you down. Look at this one right by the tree. It's got like a box square shape to him. And so what happens is that it pulls you out of alignment. And now you're holding on to that. You know, this person could be pulling on you, wanting, coming to you for spiritual guidance or whatever it is. They've attached themselves to you. And what I'm learning in this season is how to be of assistance without getting myself tangled up, you know, how to help others without allowing them to access my energy. If there's a session, during that session, that's when I pour into that person. And after that, that's it. I cut any cords. Some of us, we're plugged into others. We're plugged into people and they're feeding off of you while they stay stuck and stagnant. And that's pulling you down. It's scattering your energies. It's bringing you out of alignment. So much, um, you would be amazed. But this is a clearing that some of us are experiencing. Everybody's not experiencing that. If you got your hands balled up, fist tight, spirit has revealed to you what is not aligned, maybe even removed it from your physical presence, but you went back to it, or you try to find a way to make it work. I don't necessarily feel like you guys are going through a clearing. You can't clear something, spirit can't clear something that you're holding on to. It's impossible. It doesn't mean that they give up on you. It just means that your time isn't now. It's not right now. You still, have some things you need to work out, learn. And at the end of the day, all it is we are learning to put ourselves first. That's it. In a selfless way, not a selfish way, a selfless way. Putting up those sacred boundaries, listening to our body, listening to the whispers of our soul, hearing the angelic whispers, not and learning to move through the heart chakra, learning to use your heart to feel instead of using your mind to think. When something happens, we go into the mind and think about the positive and the negative aspects of it, which can create stress, anxiety, It trigger mania. Your energy becomes manic, and that really gets you out of alignment. You know, you can't even hear your intuition anymore. It's become chaotic within you. There's no stillness there. There's no peace there. There's no order there. Now you're gambling. Every decision you make, it's a gamble. And all you can do is hope for the best. But when we learn to tune out of our mind and tune in to the heart, how does it feel? It's either supporting you or degrading you. It's either feeding you or eating you. It's either building you up or tearing you down. It's either, supporting you along your journey, or it's pulling you back. There's a huge difference of going back into old patterns and cycles versus soul retrieval, going into the subconscious mind to do not even a review. This isn't self-reflection, but soul retrieval, to go back into those memories that we've stored because we did not process it. Many of us disconnected or started, self-medicated, or we avoided it altogether. So now we're going back into that. So when those memories come up, maybe they come up and something triggers it, or you have a dream. Spirit's not trying to punish you. That's not what that is for. It came up so you could see it, feel it, process it, and release it. I've worked with some clients that they did not want to do the work. They did well. What it was is they didn't want to feel it, and it was like, okay, Spirit revealed your blockage. What is hindering you? I've had people tell me, "No, I'm sorry, you're reading old energy." No, I'm picking up what's in your energy field. You just pushed it out there. So it's not in your mental body, it's in your emotional body. So you don't think about it no more, but it's in your emotional body. You have a blockage there. And it affects everything. It affects the new relationships that come into your life. The old ones, it is a filter now that you see through. Your filter, it's a filthy filter too. It's tainted. Have you heard, a person becomes tainted and it's been pushed out. So you don't necessarily, it's not fresh on your mind, but it's still there. It's still lingering. Okay. Because you didn't process it. You didn't release it. You didn't. So they go, oh, well, okay, well, I'll release that now because I understand and I forgive and I'm over it. It's not that easy. I did the same thing. I try to, you know, jump ship. I took a leap. It's 10, 20 years. I just ran through it real fast. I release it. I get it. I understand now. I forgive. Uh-uh. That scar that it left, that it's like the pain that you felt when it happened. It's like an echo in your soul. You got it. You got to go through that. You have to feel that. And we will try to avoid feeling it. No, I don't need to feel that again. I acknowledge it. I release it. I wish it was that simple. And what we avoid festers, it grows, and it begins to poison us and affect all the areas of our life, you know. Soul retrieval is like this spiritual awakening when you begin to wake up and you realize, wait a minute, you start to question everything. And then it's like this initiation you go through. Well, you begin to go through the initiation with these divine supreme beings when you go through the ego death. And so many people avoid that, they skip it, and it does come back and bite you in the rear. Don't think it doesn't. See, I went through the ego death, so I didn't have to experience that, but I watch some of the people. I watch it, and I know what it is. Their ego is so loud, it's active, it gets in the way, you know. They can't even really tune into their intuition because the ego is still fully in effect. And to me, the ego is the false self. Okay. So if, let's get technical. What is the ego? In my terms, in my book, it is that the version of you, that you created from survival mode when you had to piece yourself back together because you went through some sort of tragedy or loss it shattered you. And so instead of healing in that moment, allowing your light to shine through that pain and naturally piece yourself, all the pieces, the right pieces come back together. The pieces that didn't fit, they stay down. We pick up the pieces instead, so we can carry on, because we need to keep going. We need to function. We need to work. We need to take care of our children. We need to do this. We need to do that. And so that natural process of healing, that it didn't happen. That's what I mean by the ego. How many times have you experienced that? How many times have you been shattered? How many times have you hit rock bottom and had to put yourself back together? And some of you may say, what's happened to me? It's been 3 or 4 times, incidents in my life. Hell, some of y'all could say, shoot, I lost count. Every time you did that, you created a mask. You created a false version of yourself. And honey, let me tell you, I was loaded. I had a whole walk-in closet. Okay? Shoot. I had so many versions of me. I didn't know who I was. One day I was this, the next day I was that. It got to the point I didn't know who was showing up. I had lost control. And when I went through this process, I began to peel like an onion, peel off the false versions of myself. And it was not a comfortable process, but it was so rewarding. Because once you peel that layer off, you're getting closer to the authentic you. You're getting closer to that divine light that is within you. It's not outside yourself. So I know I spent years reaching to a light outside of myself, when that light was within me the whole time. My power, my strength, my love, my peace, my joy. It was always within myself. But we were taught that God is an outside force that needs to come inside of us. That's not true. And that is why people search outside their self. That's why people feel they are unworthy and they need to clean themselves up so this powerful force can come inside. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe that is confusing to you. Maybe that scares you. Because I know when this first started for me, if you would have told me that I had to rely on my own light, my own power, um, I would have walked off. What you mean? I gotta trust me? What? What? How many of us, we seek validation through others? We can know the answer, but we gotta call up 10 different people to get that confirmation that this is what we're picking up. Yes, go with it. Some people will tell you they'll discourage you from trusting yourself. They'll tell you to turn to the Bible. They'll tell you to pray to God. Connection loss. So I'm gonna end the video, you guys. I want to so expect the next video. I'm gonna take you guys back. And I haven't really been posting, so I have a lot of content that I need to get posted so I can get it off of my phone. I'm backed up all the way to October. October. I have so much um, that, but yeah, the next video I'm going to upload, I'm going to show you what arrived the other night. And this corner right here, y'all, this corner of my yard, it had to be somewhere. So right here, this tree, there's a camera there. So when I got on this camera, it ran. So it must have been a couple feet away from the camera. I think it was on the tree, somewhere near that area, because it took off and it shot across the yard and it ran right here to this corner. Actually, it was in my on the other side of that fence in my neighbor's yard. So I've been watching that corner lately too, you know, because I don't know. It's just sometimes I can see them, but I'll sense something. It doesn't feel right, And I'll talk about all of that in the next video. How to clear it, you know, how to call in your help, because that's exactly what I did, and they came, and I have footage of that too. And it's so weird because last night, for the first time in like a month, I went to sleep. So yeah, they're here. When they come, it's like a deep, deep peace that just comes over me. And if I haven't been sleeping at night, that's going to change. That's going to change right away. I still feel tired. It's like I can rest when they're here, you know? So come back. I will be uploading that video today. I'm going to be dropping a few videos today. And then I'm going to try to drop at least 2 videos. I'm going to try to post. I'm not going to say how many videos because one week I might post 10 videos. The next week I might only have 2. But I am thinking about posting twice a week. I don't know if I can commit to every day right now, but I know for a fact I can commit to once a week, um, especially where I'm at right now. So, and I'm not just showing pictures and videos. I'm going to be dropping a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, you guys. So, yes, make sure you guys come back. If there was something that resonated with you that I said in the video, I want you to pause that video right where I said it. Don't wait until you didn't watch the whole video because you're going to forget. All right? And I want you to put it in the comments, okay? If there's something I said that resonated, that triggered you, shifted you, any of that, let me know. Because what happens is, when you write that down, you're letting the universe, you're letting spirit know that you are aware of it. It's almost like speaking it into existence. Okay? We are to take action. That's why a lot of us have not, we get stuck because it's like we resonate with it, but we don't do anything. We don't speak it. We don't do the action part. Talk to me in these comments. Okay? Also, I am on Hypesy. For those of you who have been wanting to have a one-on-one session with me, but because I know some of you guys are like, how do I book with you? And I'll give you an email address, I'll give you my Cash App, but I don't hear from you. So I don't know if you're worried that I would never take your money. Please know that. Maybe you're one of those type of people you rather go through a website or something like that to where, so for those of you who want a spiritual guidance, I'm offering just that intuitive intuition readings in all areas: career, money, spiritual guidance, etc. I'm on Hypesy. I've shared it. All you got to do is go to my channel under my bio and click on that link. It's going to take you directly to my page, and you can and they're pretty cool. I just started working with this, collaborating with this with Adam, who created the app. He's awesome. He's a genius. But they take all forms of payment. I love it. They take all forms of payment. It's legit. Yeah, so that's in my bio. Um, but if you want to cut out the middleman, I will put my email address up there as well. If it's not already there, I'll check it, and it may save you some money, because you guys do the math, but whatever. Even if you're not like, no, I don't really want a reading. Well, that's why I say intuitive. It does not have to be tarot. Intuitive. I'm highly sensitive, clairaudient, clairvoyant. I don't need tarot cards to scan your energy field. Okay, tarot cards can't do that. That's something that I do. Or just connecting, hearing some of your encounters. I can pick up on energies that way. Some of you guys are experiencing some things, and you're confused, you're scattered, you're lost. I can also scan your light body to see what type of blockages you have as far as your chakras, because that's that out of alignment, and you're on a lower frequency, so you're not going to understand what you're experiencing. You're not going to understand those downloads you're receiving. You're just, you know what I'm saying? All you know is you're feeling this energy, and that's it. So for those of you who are interested in that, that is a resource I'm making available for you. Also, if I have been a blessing in your life and you want to bless me and my boys, I will put, if it's not already in my bio, donations, gifts, Cash App, PayPal, and Chime. That's all I take. I don't have any other, app or whatever, but uh, Amazon wish list. I'm going to put it up there. I would love to update this laptop. If someone's able to do it, if not, like I said, I'm not begging here. I'm just putting it out there. You know, I'm just putting it out there. But yes, a laptop, new computer chair, that would be a game changer for me. You know, So yeah, I'm just putting it out there. Look at this light over here, you guys. Oh wow, you see that little gold light? Now I'm gonna tell you something. I love this. So this part right here, when the sun has come up, oh my goodness, that to me, that's when you really can see them. It looks all distorted and like it's starting to break up. No, that's them. That's that veil. Like you can see it. I don't show a lot of videos like this because people just assume because it's so choppy that, oh, the camera, it's no, it's them. You're actually seeing them. Look at the little lights. It's awesome. Okay, so ooh, look, see, that is just wow, so mind blowing. This is the clearing. Look at that. And many of you could be experiencing like extreme powerful energy, like you ain't felt it before type, because you went through the releasing, which I believe started back in May. Saturn pulling, coming to get you together. Saturn is a tough planet, and them entities from Saturn don't play. They ain't come to play with you. I believe every planet has a life form on it. I know this for a fact. And so if August, it was crunch time, because I remember September the 1st, like, I listen, spirit was like spiritual detox. And I thought it was inside, like, oh, I need to clean up a little bit on the inside. No, it was my energy filled. It was all these energy leechers, energy vampires, people that I pour into that don't come, they don't return that energy. It, when you feel like you've been blessed by somebody, you want to bless them back. That is the most selfish energy. I give and I give and I give and I give, and you take and take and take and take. You eating until I'm depleted, but you don't give back. So yeah, this spiritual detox that I've been going through was to shake that, to get it off of me. And you'd be surprised. Some people are like, well, she's still sharing videos even though I'm not giving back to her, but I'm still gonna watch her videos. Now my energy is more intentional. Yes. So I set the intentions. Who will feed off of my videos and who will not have access to them energetically? I've leveled up, you guys. And some of y'all may resonate with that and say, sis, I know, or I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm a firm believer. I love the Proverbs and affirmations and that in the Bible. I love it. I agree with that. Spirit will elevate you, go through the process. And as you elevate, you're going to go from a place where people tolerate you, where they feed off of you, to where now you're being appreciated and celebrated. Okay? But you got to trust spirit. You got to trust your intuition. You may be comfortable posting and speaking over here, but spirit is now calling you out to the deeper water because you can swim now, you can float now. And over here is where you're going to prosper. Over here is where that energy will be returned. But you keep showing up over here because that's where you're comfortable. But you're not getting a return over there. You sowing seed and barren land and dry soil. You filling buckets that is leaking. got holes in them. But over here, where the people's investing in you, they planting all kind of seeds in you. They're going to hold what you are giving. In a year's time, when you look back up, the people that was holding what you were pouring, they're thriving in life. They've evolved and elevated. But over here, you didn't spend 2 3 years pouring over here, and they in the same energy, the same mindset. Matter of fact, you started to deteriorate because this is what you was dealing with. What you sow into, what you invest into, is what you become. Some of you saying, I don't understand where's my blessings? I'm doing this from my heart, because you're sowing into dry soil. You're sowing into leaky buckets. You can't save everybody, baby. We can't save nobody, but we can water a seed. We can be that sunshine for a seed that's already been planted. People have to save their self. That's like, you being a teacher and going to class and you trying to teach, but ain't nobody listening. Them kids didn't come to learn. Them students didn't come to learn. They came to socialize. They came to be seen and heard. They didn't come to listen to you. Deep, ain't it? That's what I'm still going through it. And I'm telling you, it's going to get to the point where you're going to start getting irritated. Pay attention to that. That doesn't mean you're going back. That doesn't mean that you're vibrating from a lower space, none of that. Spirit is making it crystal clear that you've outgrown that. There may have been a time that you resonated with that energy, but you're not there anymore. They're still there, but you're not. So you're still trying to entertain a version of you that you have clearly outgrown. Afraid of becoming irrelevant, afraid of losing control, afraid of missing your blessings. But your blessings is up here, not down there. Keep reaching, keep growing, keep evolving. We continue to grow. We don't stay on the same level. That's being stuck and stagnant. And people that are in that energy, if you keep plugging yourself into that, pouring into that, that's what you're going to become. Because look, you're going to try that new energy, that new shift you just went through, and look, they ain't receiving it. Now they got you questioning yourself. Now you sit here thinking that you sound, insane. No, they're not on that timeline. They're not on that energy. But there are others who are. So trust that. I love it how spirit moves us around. But you got to become fluent, flexible, and not allow fear to hold you back. And some of y'all are being called to move to a whole nother state. Don't let that fear hold you back. You're walking into your purpose. You know, I'm a big believer on environment. Your environment can be draining you. Your environment, you can't grow in that soil. You can't grow in that soil. So now Spirit is trying to plant you in a better soil, a healthier soil. Trust the process. All right, you guys. Make sure y'all come back. I'm going to be dropping some videos today. So, all right. Peace. Love you.